We are in a golden age of television where the drama is extra dramatic, the action is high octane, and at the end of each episode, you just want to have a good shower cry. In this episode, we want to know what happened to the shows that made us feel good.
Episode 1. Episode 1. Episode 1.
First episode in the history of all the episodes.
I might have an episode when I watch this episode.
If you're looking to find a second episode, it ain't here.
Not yet.
But eventually we'll be finished with this episode, and then it will be episode 2.
And so on and so on. That's how we do it. All right, now we're back. We have to do that for every single episode.
Every single episode.
That's how you do it. That's how you start a show, right?
That's the secret.
Welcome.
I like that. Let's keep
It's a
that.
great segment. It's one of those jingles that they use on the radio to set up the next clip, right?
We can't actually afford sound effects, so it's all got to be mouth sound effects.
Oh, that's fine.
Mouth sound
That's
effects.
fine.
Here we go.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, ready?
Okay.
All right.
All right, here comes your transition into 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show that fuses education and pop culture to lift you out of the doldrums and into the upward spiral.
Woohoo! Jackie, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the golden age of television. There's so much amazing TV right now, but why is it such a bummer?
Why is it such a bummer?
Gosh, that's a good question.
Yes.
Okay, television is great. I don't want to knock television. I don't want to knock what they're doing. I actually don't even want to stop what they're doing.
Yes.
I just want to highlight some slight changes.
Yes. It's been a little different since about 2000, I'd say. Like pretty much the last 24, 25 years. It's gone into this like television is award-winning, it's dramatic, it's incredible, but it's kind of a downer.
It's a downer.
Yeah.
I think it all started with Sopranos.
You answer me like I'm Jesus Christ himself, and if you lie to me, make your mother die. I can't try the eyes.
Absolutely.
Here was a show that was basically as good as the best award-winning film you could imagine.
Absolutely.
It's The Godfather on steroids.
We had never seen TV do this before.
No.
Spend that much time with like really unlikable, terrible people and make us love them,
Right.
which was bizarre.
It's like going home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. This is my family. This family. Yeah.
Yeah, and you love your family.
You love
not
your
very
family.
likable sometimes,
Yeah,
but-
exactly. But you're stuck with them, and that's what The Sopranos was.
But in the old days, we used to joke about how we loved our family and how they were a pain in the butt. This one is like, this is actually how it is with your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
I mean, I love the show, and
Yeah.
it deserved every ounce of acclaim it had and the awards. And like you said, it set up things like Mad Men,
You never say thank you.
That's what the money is for.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I will kill your infant daughter.
House of Cards.
Without me, you are nothing.
Game of Thrones.
Crown for king.
Ozarks.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
When you turn them off, you're the majority of the time you're bummed out. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, it was dark, it was sinister, it was like that was the goal. We're gonna see how gritty and real humanity is,
There's
and they
enough
did it.
murder and death in my family as it is.
Right, and I keep telling you, you need to get out of that family.
I know.
You should.
I know.
Consider witness protection.
I have thought about it, but
Yeah.
but they'll find me.
They'll find you. They always just when you
always
got
find me.
out, they
Pull me back in.
They always find me.
yeah.
But it's like it's not that it's real life. It's that there are aspects of this life in real life.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
think that maybe that wasn't highlighted outside of like films before.
Yeah.
But then films, you had so many other movies that would kind of counterbalance it.
Absolutely. You could go see a dumb, silly comedy. You could see an animated movie, whatever it was. You had a lot to balance it out. And look, there is uplifting television. It exists. Like we know Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's
right?
incredible. Yeah.
But
Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Wrexham. But those things air on the same platforms as all the other stuff. So you don't really know. It's not like you could turn on a certain streamer and be like, this place that I'm going to right now is going to give me nothing but feel good stuff.
Right.
And that's why
All
we're
right, here's
here.
a challenge. You just said Ted Lasso and Welcome to Wrexham. That's 2 shows.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, we could go on forever about
I mean, I
depressing
enjoyed
shows.
Smartless on the Road. I thought that was pretty
Smartless
uplifting.
on the Road, which is a documentary series, but that's based off a podcast. So again, that's really finding material that is like on the outskirts of TV, but
Okay,
like
so that's
scripted,
3 shows.
scripted television.
And Wrexham is not scripted either.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So actually, I can't think off the top of my head a series that I've seen recently. You got one?
What
You
We
got
Do in
one?
the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Ah,
Okay,
that's a
hilarious,
good one.
hilarious,
Yeah.
and I leave it happy every single time.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's a great,
yeah,
great example.
Yeah.
So there, but do
there.
you see how it's a little harder to search for them?
Yeah.
Because okay, here's a perfect example. Barry, a show we love.
Yes.
Which started out with this kind of crazy cool concept about a hitman who ends up falling into being an actor in Los Angeles. And at first you would end those episodes and you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I love this show.
Yeah.
I love Bill Hader.
Yeah.
He's great. And then as we went through, no spoilers, but as we went through, it got dark and darker and darker and darkest night of the soul ever
Yeah.
with this show.
Yeah.
And so in my household, we created this thing called the palate cleanser, which is you watch TV that bums you out or makes you feel icky or kind of like, man, we're kind of screwed as humanity.
Yeah.
And so you have to turn on something dumb, silly, lighthearted, goofy. And usually we're pulling from something older.
Right.
Usually digging up like something that we know, like a series that's off the air, like Community or an old Simpsons episode or whatever. It's got to be something, Saturday Night Live. It's got to be something that I'm going to just be like, well, this is fun. This is lighthearted.
Right.
But I don't know if I have something that I'm always looking forward to that's like, oh, I know that's going to be the thing that cheers me up.
I think that's one of the reasons I love Ted Lasso so much. It's such
Yeah.
a breath of fresh air. I think that's one of the reasons Ted Lasso is so popular.
Absolutely.
And even now, why Wrexham, this Division 4 soccer team, is like the most popular soccer team in America.
Yeah.
Is because people watch the series and they're like,
story,
I
yeah.
just love this documentary. I love this team. I love what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that when we started this show, and for those people who are tuning in and like, what is Upward Spiral? What is that all about? Upward Spiral, we're hoping, is a place that people can set their watch to and go, anything that this channel puts out makes me feel good.
So what makes us feel good?
Well, I can tell you right out of the gate that I can think of an episode of television that changed my life. Like there's one episode that I have in my mind that when I think about it, it's that one piece of TV that I've held onto for almost my entire life.
Awesome.
And it's hard to even put a feeling or idea on why.
Yeah.
But there's something special about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a similar thought. I have one I can give you as well.
Yes.
Clayton,
Do you?
can you think of an episode that changed your life?
I just so happen to have it right here on playback, boys.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that maybe we prepared for this portion of the show?
I don't prepare.
that's
Ask my teachers in high school.
That's insane.
Another segment. So you've got your clip that's a feel-good clip. So what's the background, like why is this the thing that's popped in your head that you're about to show us right now?
All right, guys, I'm going to take you guys back. I'm going to take you way, way back.
Way back to 10 years ago.
Close to May 5th, 4th, something like that of 2010.
2010. So I was like 20.
I was like 9 years old.
I was like 15.
I was
think.
just born.
I was just
It's
born.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay,
Just
so
a
2010.
babe.
2010.
So I want to put a little perspective here for you. Okay, so young Clayton Cogswell.
Very young.
Oh, Clayton,
Very
so young.
2010.
2010, he was a baby.
That's
Yeah.
whippersnapper
Oh my
age.
God.
I was a dear old whippersnapper who my daughter was on her way. She was about to be born about a month later. Okay. And I was a young whippersnapper television guy working for MTV. And I was like, and I just wrapped out this big long show in Texas and I was exhausted. And I was like, oh, television, it's so hard.
Yeah, it
and
is.
then I just saw this show and I went, my God, they're doing everything I have ever wanted in a movie, in television, and it brought nothing but joy to my life. And I was like, I know what I have to do now in my career.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's go.
The dean announced the prize. The prize. We turned on each other like animals.
What was the prize?
Was. This is not over. This is still happening right now. Ah!
Leonard? Leonard, I'm not playing.
Everyone's playing.
You suck.
Come with me if you don't want paint on your clothes. Oh, look! It's post-ironic disco stew.
Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Shirley, I'm so sorry.
I'm going home, Britta.
I know, Shirley, I know.
No, seriously, I'm going home.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The fire pit.
It was this moment that my life changed.
Oh my God.
My life changed. Ken Jeong, I love you. John Woo. Paintball.
Buenos dias, children.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Senior Chang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the episode that changed my life. Absolutely. Forever. What's so great is that we did not know that what clip Clayton was going to show. Like, that's the thing, is that this clip, he had it set up, but we weren't aware, and it was just a coincidence that earlier I mentioned Community as a palate cleanser. That's a palate cleanser right there. I mean, that is a work of art.
So there's a lot going on in that episode because it was executive produced by the Russo brothers. Before they were the big, massive Russo brothers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Directed by Justin Lin.
Directed by Justin freaking Lin.
I just saw that
before
at the beginning.
Justin Lin.
Before he was like, Justin Lin.
Yeah.
So, and here's the other thing. Community before this was this wonderful, like, little show, like single camera comedy kind of a thing. This is the episode that took it to the next level. And for them to bring out the Warriors, for them to bring out like the whole gamut of John Woo and everything, it changed television.
Yeah. Yeah, you can break the rules. You can have fun with it. You can play with it. It can be something that if you're set in a community college, you can suddenly do that.
Totally.
You can break all the conventions of your environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for like a guy who was just expecting his first child like a month later, I was like super nervous, all that kind of stuff. That show reminded me that there is just, it's okay to laugh and have joy and love action films. And it was like, you know what? Life is just kind of an adventure. So for me, that was my episode.
Perfect. I think what's perfect about it is you look at how a lot of the shows you referenced before, that are so brilliant, but so real, right? Like, so like let's find let's dig underneath the surface of what's hidden, and let's see the gritty,
the real
wild
raw
awfulness that could exist, right? And then find heroes in it, which can be I think inspiring at times, but you just kind of not feel that great always when it's over.
Yeah.
The thing that's neat about this, and that is kind of an opposite, and it's a great choice, Clayton.
Great choice,
Thanks,
Clayton.
buddies.
Very good choice.
You take something that would be high stakes, and deadly, and like like a gunfight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In through a school, and you make it ridiculous.
Yeah.
And by making it ridiculous with paintball and the stakes and Senior Chang and all of the rest of it, you can't help but lighten up a little bit and realize that yes, life can be serious.
Yeah.
But life can also not be serious.
Yes.
And I think that's what I feel like is missing a little bit now.
Yes.
We need a little more of life is actually, yes, it's serious and we all know it. But sometimes it's not.
It's not. Yeah. It's not. It's such a great pick, and it really sets the tone for what I think we're trying to do. And I mean, those television creators that did that, and the people that created that, there's still stuff being made all the time that feels good. Right. But we want to be here at Upward Spiral and be the kind of the source where we could, not only share the most amazing things from our life with you, but also inspire you to go make it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, would that be cool? So anyway,
make it. That's interesting.
Yeah, like I think that Upward Spiral, if our goal, so let's define what an upward spiral is. We all know downward spiral. I mean,
that's what everyone's talking about.
Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails, we all know the downward spiral. But we know it's something that you can do. You can scroll on your phone, you can spend 5 minutes reading articles, and you can just go down, down, down. Doom scroll.
And the faster you go, the tighter the spiral gets. The farther you go, tighter the spiral gets.
Absolutely.
The faster you go down, the worse
yes.
it gets.
Yes, it's like those when you drop the penny in those little spiral donation things, and they just go. Look, it's amazing to watch.
Right.
But when that happens to your soul, you're screwed. You're screwed. It's so hard to come out of there, even if you are a penny on a pile
when
of
you
pennies.
just have a little copper Abraham Lincoln soul, and it's just flinging down there.
It's just flinging down.
The worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
So we are trying to reverse that.
Yeah.
Send you the other way.
Exactly.
Right? We want
the concept being, if you spin it up the other way, you're going so fast in this tornado of upward spiraling that you fling yourself out into freedom.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's what that's what we're trying to do.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
All right, Noah, you're up, buddy. What do you got for your episode?
So I'm going to go for the same feeling.
Okay.
The same feeling of just I feel amazing and awfully great.
Awfully great.
Awfully great.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go from a different angle.
Yeah. Okay.
Clayton's was a comedy.
Right.
I'm actually going to go to drama.
Okay.
Okay. And how you can take drama and also change kind of the way you think about things, right?
Absolutely.
And be kind of inspired and excited. And maybe instead of having a joyful, tear-filled laugh, you have a joyful, tear-filled cry. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose the Stackhouse Filibuster, which was an episode of The West Wing. And this was back in, 2003, Clayton?
God, it's
Something
such
like that?
a good show.
2001?
Yeah,
2000?
yeah.
It's a long time
never
ago.
saw The West Wing.
Okay.
It's
would
a
be
talkie-walkie show.
It's a
by
talkie-walkie,
Sorkin.
but it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, it's a palate cleanser.
Even though it's a talkie-walkie, it's a palate cleanser.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
because
excited.
you end the episode's feeling great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Which is crazy because it's politics.
Yes.
How can you look at politics and what's happening in the president's freaking office and think that anything would make you feel good?
Right.
But they're picking the moments in order to make you do that. And this is a really good example.
So, Noah, what is the episode about?
Okay. So in this episode, I'm going to spoil the whole thing. So
okay. If you didn't watch it since 2003, that's on you.
That's on you. Or you can pause now and come back in a minute after you've watched the West Wing, the Stackhouse Filibuster.
Stackhouse Filibuster.
Okay. So the episode opens when one of the main characters is writing to her dad, and she's saying, "I'm sorry, I can't get home in time to see you yet because we're stuck here in the office trying to get this media deadline that we have to hit because they're trying to get a bill passed." Now, at the time when this is going on, there is no Obamacare. There is no like healthcare for everybody, right?
Right.
So they've now made something that is that bill, and they're excited about launching that and having that go out.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to announce it on this press deadline. It's going to be a really big deal. Everyone's excited to do it, except they can't because there's one senator who's filibustering.
Okay. And
Okay.
Filibustering is
where one senator can hold up an entire bill by just not giving up the floor.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they're allowed to keep talking. The only rules are you can't stop to drink water, you can't lean against anything, and you have to keep talking.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea about the water and the leaning.
Yes.
That's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is being held up by a 70-something grandpa.
Okay.
Who is reading cookbooks, reading Dickens, like just reading whatever he's got up there to not stop filibustering. And they cannot figure out why.
Okay.
So as the episode's going on, you start to see these flashbacks that happen where you see what they're trying to build this bill, put it together, and whatever else. And there's this one random senator named Stackhouse who calls in the number 3 guy at the president's office, and he goes over there and he says, "Hey, what money do you have for autism?" And he said, "Oh, we don't have any money. We're not going to do autism this time. But you know what? Maybe we'll look at it next time around." And he said, "There's not going to be another time around. I need all this whatever millions of dollars to put towards autism." And then we're not going to do that. He leaves the office, gets thrown out. It's like the senator says, "I'm done with you. Leave." And then and this guy Josh, he leaves the office and he doesn't think much of it. And they ask him later, "Why didn't you think much of it?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, he's not an important senator. Doesn't have a lot of connections, doesn't have a lot of power. He doesn't really move much. He just kind of keeps getting elected because of where he is, and he's a Democrat. I mean, he's okay, but he's."
Right.
We don't care.
Right.
Basically. Right. So it goes on. He keeps filibustering. We find out now they've been sitting there and we're like 12 hours later. Yeah. And this dude is still going. Wow. And so they ask themselves, why is he still doing this?
Right.
Like what is going on?
Yeah.
And they look at a photo that he has and one of the people says, "Hey, you notice in this photo, he says he has 9 grandkids, but one of them is missing." Well, which one's missing? And they go through and they look into his history and they find out the reason he wants the money for autism is because the missing grandkid has autism.
Okay.
So grandpa's serious.
Yeah.
And he is never going to stop filibustering.
Yeah.
Word gets back to the president that this is what's going on. And the president goes, "Oh my God, we're on the wrong side of this. We gotta help him." So They set everything up so that they call all the grandpas that they can find who are senators to get somebody to come out, because vacation starts for the senators the next day and everybody's waiting. Nobody can leave. Up until this point, everyone's pissed off at Senator Stackhouse.
Yeah.
But once they explain to some of these senators that, hey, actually, he's fighting for his grandkid, and they called all the grandpas first. Some of the grandpas were like, okay, we'll help out. And so there's this rule in the filibustering where if you can yield the floor for a question,
okay, and
then somebody else can then stand up and they can read a cookbook or do whatever. So if you have a couple people helping you,
can
it's
tap
easier
out.
to,
You can
easier
tap
to
out.
filibust.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But you'd have to know that you're allowed to do that.
Right.
Which I think sets up the clip.
It does. Yes,
it not?
absolutely.
For an interesting moment of what then happens. That's kind of just.
I'm really excited about this.
Kind of
I've never
beautiful.
seen this, and thank you for that setup. That's great. I'm excited.
Got it! Senator Tom Grissom of Washington State was headed from his office to the chamber,
and everybody started flooding into the communications bullpen to see what would happen. Problem being, of course,
that Stackhouse would have to know as much about rules and procedures as Donna had and not think we were trying to screw him.
We stared at 14 different television sets while calculating in our heads the time it would take Grissom to walk from his office
to the floor, and we were in frozen silence while we listened to the rules of blackjack.
Unless you were counting cards.
And then it happened.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Grissom. Will the senator yield for a question?
Come on.
Mr. Stackhouse?
Come on. Trust me just this once, you grouchy old son of a bitch.
Mr. Chairman, I yield to the senator from Washington for a question. My question is in 22 parts and might take quite a while. Perhaps you'd like to sit and have some water while I ask it.
Yes! Woo! And that was it. Grissom gave him a rest and an opportunity to answer some real questions about autism. And when Grissom was done, McNamara took over. And after McNamara came Gianelli. Grandfather's all. I'm going to have to finish this up now and go into the press room and explain what happened. There'll be no vote tonight, and the Senate will go home for weeks.
And Stackhouse, with our help, blew the print deadline anyway. There's really no reason
for Josh not to go back to the conference chairman and reopen the bill.
There's so many days here where you can't imagine that anything good will ever happen.
You're buried under a black fog of partisanship and self-promotion and
stupidity and a brand of politics that's just plain mean.
Yes, Hoynes had us nervous with his admonishment of big oil, and yes, the president was making us nervous too, but that's for tomorrow. Because tonight I've seen a man with no legs stay standing, Dad, and a guy with no voice keep shouting. And if politics brings out the worst in people, then maybe people bring out the best. Because I'm looking at the TV right now, and damn if 28 U.S. senators haven't just walked onto the floor to help. I'll catch the first plane out in the morning, and if you wouldn't mind not turning 70 until tomorrow, that'd be great. In the meantime, I love you so much. Your daughter, Claudia.
That was awesome, right?
I'm not crying.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time not letting my voice waver.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those moments that you're like, wow.
Oh my God.
It's good TV.
That's great TV, right? So you can cry. You can cry, but still be uplifted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think what I love about this is, and I think why it changed my life, right? That's the qualifier. And change your life and is an example of upward spiral.
Yeah.
Is they literally are not giving this guy a chance.
Yeah.
Like the president in his office, he's not part of their own party, and they're still ignoring him because he has no power. He can't do anything. He's just a useless senator from Minnesota. What do we care?
Yeah.
Right. And when the chips were against him, and it was important enough, he found a way to do something impossible, and then made people realize, and made people come along and support. Right. And then off it goes, and there's this moment, and it's this sort of, I think, inspiring reminder that you might sometimes feel alone, and you might feel like you're not strong enough.
Yeah.
But you are. You just have to believe, and it has to be important enough. You know? And that was the lesson. So,
it's so good. It's so good. What I love about it too is just I know Clayton so well, and I know you so well, and so far these match up with your personalities and you as people and what you cherish and what you hold dear. And so that was a very Noel clip. It was a very Noel clip. Totally. Like when I heard it was West Wing, I was like, well, of course that lines up. And then that it was about a grandfather and a grandchild. I was just like, oh, the family thing, you know, that's just a big thing for you. So I can see how that would inspire and be something that you carry with you forever. Yeah. Right. And that's what this is about. Those moments from television that you just carry with you when you're thinking about everything sucks and you go, well, there was that episode. You know what I mean?
So is there an example for you, Jacob?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
And mine is so different from both of yours.
So we've got a comedy.
We've got a drama. Yes. This is a drama.
Okay.
But it has a sense of the supernatural.
Okay.
And so this is the touch to it that makes it its own thing.
Okay.
So I'll do my best to set up the clip. I wish I knew the whole full episode as well. But
what's the title of it?
It's a series called Amazing Stories by
I love
Steven
that show!
Spielberg.
Okay.
And this, they tried to reboot it a few years ago, but this is the OG. This is Amazing Stories in the 1980s. I remember being a very little kid and sitting around with my family and watching these series of episodes. And for those who don't remember Amazing Stories, every episode was a different cast of characters, a different story, different director. And they were just supposed to kind of put this sense of like these crazy, unusual circumstances. Some of them had a touch of magic or the unusual or the odd, but that was the point of it, the amazing story, right? But it was all pretty family friendly. Or, I mean, look, back in the 80s, the things that we were allowed to watch, it's kind of funny sometimes. But this episode is called The Mission.
The Mission.
The Mission. And it takes place, I believe, in World War II.
Okay.
I think that's the setting. Okay. And these guys are on a mission. You know, they've got to take down the bad guys, and they're in this plane. And it's one of those very specific planes that has the glass,
the turret at the bottom.
Yes, the gunner bubble.
Yep.
You know you've got
definitely World War II.
Yeah, World War II.
Yeah.
So
and by the way, Gunner Bubble is playing at the Elroy this weekend.
Gunner Bubble,
great band.
Gunner Bubble.
Yeah, we should write that one down.
We should definitely write
Gunner Bubble.
Gunner Bubble. So he's in the turret, where you shoot, and they come under some enemy fire, and you know the onslaught of the attacks, whatever they're accomplishing their mission, but in the fray. The plane gets damaged. The seal that locks the guy in the turret is broken and damaged, and so he cannot get out. That wouldn't be a big deal if the landing gear didn't also break.
Oh God!
So they have to land this plane, and this soldier is in there.
He's on the bottom of the plane.
He's on the bottom of the plane, and he knows he's going to die. But one thing that they've set up before this clip is that he's an illustrator. He's an artist. So that's how he passes the time while he's waiting in that turret. You know, he's drawing pictures. You can see he's always got all these illustrations. He's got a wife waiting for him at home. Yeah. He's got a lot at stake here, and he's stuck in this turret. And that's, I think, all you need to know.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Airfield's in sight, sir.
I see the runway, Cap.
I see it.
Good. Down and locked. 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 Down and locked.
Captain, try it again. Captain, Jonathan wants you to try it again. What? Jonathan! The landing gear, sir. Try that landing gear one more time for me. Try it again, sir.
Former world has passed away. For the former world has passed
I can't do it. I can't do it.
We did it!
Captain, sir, I think I'm seeing things. The landing gear's down, but I still think I'm seeing things because it's...
Thank God it's a miracle.
That's the word I was looking for.
Even the patch.
Can you hear me? Wake up, kid. Come on, snap it. Snap out of it, boy. What happened? Did we make it?
God's name, did he do that?
Did he do it? Some guys got all the luck.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
I'm literally gonna be blubbering through the next few minutes because the chokehold that clip has on my life is hard to put into words, and it is magic.
Yeah.
It's believing. That is so Spielberg, isn't it?
Yeah,
That is the
it
most
is.
Directed by Steven Spielberg, by the way.
That episode is, and you can see his touch
all over it. Yeah.
All over the music, the feeling, the tension building. It's just my first love as a child was drawing and animation. That was my first love. I was obsessed with cartoons. I was obsessed with drawing. You know, Roger Rabbit was such a big movie that came out when I saw it at the time. But being a kid, I was pretty young, and seeing this moment of peril and just that, I don't know how to put it in words, just that sense of believing that you're going to be okay, envisioning it, drawing it, and then it becoming a reality. That has stayed with me forever.
Yeah. Ah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is crazy.
No, it is, because it harkens to that part of life that you can't explain. Good luck, miracles, or just belief, or just imagination, or all of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrific.
I'm going to need tissues for this show. That's one thing that we didn't have here on the Upward Spiral set. So you're going to have tissues. And then when you have like a guest on, you're going to be like, do you need we're going to have that talk show where you're like, do you need a minute? Do you need a minute? It's always going to be me, I have a feeling.
What was the last episode of anything that believed in magic? Honestly.
It's been a while. And you know what? If I'm not thinking of one, then there you go. A movie.
Yeah, but that was a feature, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking
television.
Okay, television show. So here's the thing. We're going to sit here and rack our brains for a second. But if we don't think of it, they can tell us.
Oh, that's an idea. Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, you can write in the comments. You can say, what about this show? And that's something that we can either remember, or you're going to be educating us on that. But right now, I can't think of anything magical.
Like in the last 10 years or so.
20.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yes.
Yeah.
But that is, for you guys who know me very well, that's a pretty jakey clip, isn't it?
I mean, I think that this was what I loved about the choices is we have one that's clearly a slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
You have one that's very much just like a classic drama, and you have one that's like out of left field. Like it's like positive Twilight Zone, right? That was Amazing Stories.
That's such a good description of that. It is positive Twilight Zone. Yeah.
I think that's. I think that's all, and I think they were all very us. I think that was very you. I mean, there's like drawing animated tires on a plane to get it off, but then it's Spielberg, and then it's Spielberg. And all that, like Kiefer Sutherland and Kevin Costner.
I know,
like,
and
they're like babies.
I did not know they were in that because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Clayton, is that 1985 or
I believe it was 85.
85.
Yeah.
So I was a little kid, and that's before those guys are like household names. I mean, Kiefer's in stuff. Costner will explode in a couple years.
I think it was Silverado around that time or
but
something.
Those aren't like huge household names yet. And so when I saw the clip, I was like, Kiefer, unbelievable to see Kevin Costner and Kiefer Sutherland. And for the people who saw the clip, Kiefer was just trying to put him out of his misery, knowing his buddy was going to die in this terrible crash landing, and then of course he chickens out, thankfully. But that's more Spielberg tension building, right?
If it was today, they would totally the magic comes down and Kiefer goes, no, bang!
Yeah.
No!
It would kill him. You are correct. You are correct. They would direct the television on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it would be like in order to shock people.
Yeah.
They would be like, he believed for a minute and it's too late because his buddy took him out before we could even see the animated
That's right.
reels.
It's like the Black Mirror of Amazing Stories.
Yes. That's where we're at now. So we're here today to create a place for people to know that they can hear good, positive, feel-good stuff from us.
Yeah.
But we're also putting out the challenge to our audience that you could create stuff like that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there'll be more of that coming from Upward Spiral soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, can I throw down a gauntlet for all TV creators out there? Now, listen, there's a lot of really great TV out there.
Tons of it.
There's like Sopranos style stuff. There's Ozark stuff, which is great. You guys are killing it, right?
Wonderful TV. Wonderful.
Yes, incredible.
We're watching those shows.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, there is a dearth of
good word
magic out there. So I don't know, maybe create some magic from some TV people and make a lot of money. Try that.
Yeah, and if you're 10 and you're not quite working in entertainment, but you like writing stories, or you like creating things, maybe we'll inspire you to create something that'll inspire the next generation.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, boys. That was a pretty good episode.
That was a pretty good episode. Episode 1 held up, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, the song promised a lot.
It did.
So I'm glad that we came through.
Really threw down the gauntlet. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, guys, we want to know for you guys out there in YouTube land, what is the episode that changed your life?
Yes.
Please put that in the comments. That would be wonderful.
Please do.
And at the same time, I got a little surprise for everybody. Strap in because, boys, it is time for your catapult.
Attention, a dog or animal alert has been reported in your area.
Good night, everybody.
Candy Graham.